What's going on, guys? It's Cliffy here. Welcome back to another episode of International Cricket Captain 2016. Again, I just want to say a huge thanks to the support that we've seen on the series so far. It has been absolutely massive. I'm going to leave a straw poll down in the description. Basically, I am going to be starting to do another career mode in Cricket Coach. I want your guys' opinion on who it should be for. So make sure you go and check that out down there. Today we are playing the first... I'm not too even sure how many games we are playing in this one-day series, but we lost the 10th series 1-0. Obviously, that first loss you guys saw. The other games we were very, very close actually to picking up a victory. I think in the last one we did finish up just requiring one wicket, and the pitch really was starting to wear out quite a lot. So that was a bit of a shame. But anyway, we're in here today. I'm going to run through the team quickly as we go through them. So pretty stock standard up the top of the order, what we have become used to seeing. Tom Latham and Martin Guptill obviously so strong. And I'm not too sure why there is... Hang on, we're just going to have to change this because there should not be commentary. That should be turned off. I'm not sure why that was on. So do apologise about that. But we are now back. So yeah, back to that side. Obviously, those guys. We then have Kane Williamson, Captain Kane at number 3. Pretty much can't replace him. Ross Taylor at 4. We've got Henry Nicholls at 5. Today I am playing, only because we're playing in India, I am playing George Worker at 6. Now, an opening batter, has played a handful of games for New Zealand in one-day internationals and I think T20s. Has batted probably, I think, as a number 4 he was in the side as. It really has just been lower tours like Zimbabwe and Bangladesh that he's gone and played on. But solid bat, and obviously gives us that second spinning option here today because we do only have Mitchell Santner. And I think the pitch is going to turn quite a little bit, especially for the Indians. So hopefully we can try and restrict them to a fairly decent score. You know, something around, I think, 250 might be ideal. But we will just have to go and wait and see. So... But apart from that, it's not too bad. We've got a few new faces in the bowling, as you probably have seen so far. Matt Henry playing today. Adam Milne in there as well. A guy we are going to bring in probably as our first change is another player that has again played a handful of games for New Zealand. And that is... Whew, that's actually lucky that I put George Worker in, because otherwise, yeah, I would have been in a bit of trouble. Bowling-wise anyway. But that is Ben Wheeler. So we're going to bring him in. And... he's done really well for me in the test matches, actually. Came in on debut, took 5 for in one of the innings, so he is really developing into a good test bowling prospect. No Trent Bolt today, no Tim Southee, both being rested. And I am a bit concerned now because I have only gone into this game with five bowlers. So we might need Kane Williamson to do a little bit. I thought that I had either Neesham or Anderson in here, but I believe replaced them with Henry Nicholls. So hopefully that's not going to come back to bite us in the arse too much, but I don't even know what power play we're in or the fielding restrictions at the moment because we're starting to go for a bit of tap. We did do pretty well in those first 10 overs. I think it was 39 for 1, and since then Virat Kohli has really started to go on a bit of a charge. So we'll bring in Santner. We've got Watling as well as our first choice wicketkeeper. That probably is going to stay the same. I don't see that changing anytime soon either, just because he is good. Saying that, though, I don't think he's actually keeping today. I think Tommy Latham has got the gloves. So, again, that gives us another option. Potentially, later on down the track, we could look at going with Latham opening up with the gloves. It does give us an opportunity to play another all-rounder further down as well. So, it does give us plenty of options. So, hopefully, we can do well there. And there is Ben Wheeler with another wicket, boys. And it is the big one as well, Virat Kohli, as he's gone. Tommy Latham, good sharp catch by him behind the stumps. And we will continue on now that we have another right-handed batter in, actually. So, changing the approach, actually. Because with the left-hander, I thought it was Santner that was actually bowling there, but not the case. We have come in. So Wheeler has been expensive. He's gone for 6 runs and over, but he has picked us up that crucial wicket of Virat Kohli. And hopefully in this middle order, we can really start to try and strangle India. I know this is a very weird saying, but try and strangle them with spin in the middle overs, which is something, as I said, that doesn't happen very often. And I am going to need George Worker to probably bowl a full 10 overs for me here today, which isn't really ideal. He's not a guy, as I said, that I wanted. Basically, I put him in the side today without realising that I'd taken out another all-rounder, another seeming all-rounder. But yeah, pretty much he was on the side today just as a bits and pieces bowler. Really, probably to bowl me like 3 or 4 overs in conjunction is the word I'm looking for. In conjunction with both Neesham and or Anderson. So, but that hasn't worked out. Obviously, he is in. He is our fifth bowler today. So hopefully, he hasn't started off too bad to date so far. But hopefully, he can continue to be economical for us. It is going to be a tough ask, obviously, against this very strong Indian batting lineup. I believe Dhawan and Rohit Sharma in at the moment. Still Manish Pandey, Dhoni, Rishi Dhawan as well. I thought that was Jadeja batting up there at number 7, but he's at number 8. Akshar Patel. So they have a lot of spinners in this side here today, the Indians. So we are going to have to be very good against spin if we are going to get anywhere near chasing down this total. But we have done well. Obviously, the run rate at the moment is only 4, and we will definitely take that. As I said, we've gone with quite a defensive setup, quite a defensive field. Really, these spinners, as I said, Worker and Santner are in the side, probably just to try and hold up. If they can go for like 80 runs in their 20 overs between them, I'll be absolutely ecstatic with that at the moment. So we just, as I said, got to keep going, pressing on and trying to, as I said, just contain. They're not really in the side to pick up wickets. They are the guys that are just there to try and bowl up. And that is going to probably be, I was going to say, come back for 3, take on the arm. Good running. And I think that possibly is a 50 for Shikhar Dhawan as well, opening up. We will just have to check that because I didn't see any raising of the bat, which is quite strange. And we have gone for a 4 there to Rohit Sharma. So that was a little bit expensive. Shikhar Dhawan has actually gone and picked up 50. I believe that coming off 83 deliveries. So not the quickest 50 that we've seen from Shikhar Dhawan. Obviously a very aggressive batter normally and a guy who will take the attack to the bowlers. But not the case today. Batting with Kohli and I think even Sharma. He has been quite subdued would be the word that I am looking for. But I'm pretty impressed with how work has gone so far here today. Just as I say that, he does go for 4. But he's definitely done the job. He's held up an end. And potentially, you know, a guy that, you know, come down the track, obviously, when we do have, you know, slightly a changed up order where we have the potential to, the potential rather than to have George Worker as our 5th bowler, you know, it would be better to have him as a guy who can just go and do a little bit in piece here and there. You know, get through 4 or 5 overs with him, and it just allows you to not use, I guess, that other bowler. If someone's getting a bit of stick on the day, getting a bit of tap, then you can go back to them. So Milner's come back in. He's been very good, which is something that we have seen not only in cricket captain, but we have seen in a cricket coach as well, back in the day in my New Zealand Reborn career, especially in one-day internationals and T20s, a very, very good bowler at the death of the game, especially when the tail is in there. He just likes to go and absolutely run through them. That may be pretty close to an LBW for George Worker, and I think he has gone and possibly got a wicket on his final ball of his spell. So well deserved. And as I said, he was a guy I was a bit nervous about putting in today, but he has come up the goods for us so far here. So that is exactly what I wanted. I wanted him to go in there. As I said, bowlers 10 overs is what he was required to do today. Picked up a wicket as well, so we'll definitely take that. And I don't actually think that's a caught behind. Just a play and miss by Shikhar Dhawan. I was going to say Rishi Dhawan, not in quite yet. But if Worker could pick up another wicket here in his last over, that would just be absolutely incredible. As well, if it was Dhoni or Dhawan, both guys very, very good finishers in the one-day international game. So a wicket of one of these two would be incredible. But Dhoni is starting to go to town on Worker. He's taken him for 10 off the first 3 balls of this over. And we do get another highlight. So the only thing I can hope for is exactly what has happened there. And Worker picks up his second one. Dhoni was playing aggressively, but too aggressively in the end. And he has gone and bowed out. So we will definitely take that. Very pleased that we did manage to go and pick up that wicket. And we have really come back strongly into this game. It was looking, I wouldn't say dead and buried for the New Zealanders. But, you know, we weren't looking that great. And now we have come back. We've picked up some wickets. And that is exactly what we want. Another one to Ben Wheeler. And India are in a bit of trouble here. Dhawan gone for 70. Latham with his second catch of the game. Wheeler's got 2 for 29 so far off of, I think, 5 overs is what he's bowled to date so far. But all of a sudden, this good score that India were looking like they were going to get, it has been downgraded quite a lot. So we will definitely go and be happy with that. Not happy with that from Tommy Latham, though. 4 buys just going and getting through the gloves with relative ease. But if we can keep Jadeja down this end and, the other bowlers, then, we can look at containing India probably somewhere around, 220, 225. And I think that is very, very gettable on this pitch. Even though they do have a lot of spin bowlers here today, it will allow us, well, it's just going to help us, I would say, to look at trying to chase it down. So we have taken wickets at crucial times. There's another one there, boys. Matt Henry going straight through Rishi Dhawan for 5. And Ashwin batting at number 10, which is very strange. And as we can see, this Indian lineup, looking at it now, it is very, very spinner heavy. You've got, Rishi Dhawan, I think, bowls medium pace. I don't think he bowls spin. But Axar Patel, Ravi Ashwin, and Ravi Jadeja. So 3 spinners in there, 3 very good spinners. So we will have to look out for them in this second half of the innings that we are just about to complete. That one there has just eluded the fielder out there in the deep. But this isn't what we wanted. We wanted to go and try and contain in this back end. And that's another very good take from Tommy Latham. So he's having a very good day behind the stumps with the gloves. I think that's his 3rd catch that he has taken. So, as I said, he has been very, very good. And we just need to keep going here. Is that another one? That is another one. Another absolute screamer from Tommy Latham. Ravi Ashwin gone for a duck. And Matt Henry is actually on a hat-trick. He doesn't get it. But India have struggled to get to 200. They've got to 199, which I think on this pitch here, they've sold themselves probably about 20 to 30 runs short. As we can see, it is still in very good condition. And surprisingly for me, it was the seam bowlers that got the job done as well, not the spinners. So saying that, though, Santner and Worker did do very well. They did their job that they were required to do. And as I said, it is going to be difficult for the New Zealanders here, but we need to try and make the most, I think, of the seam that is coming. It is very slow seam. Both players today, obviously medium paces with Praveen Kumar and Rishi Dhawan, both medium paces, as I said. So we are going to have to make the most of them, I guess, with this hard ball in at these first probably 10 overs. And then after that, we are going to be dealing with, I would say, a fair bit of spin, probably 30 overs of spin left to come in this game. So that's something that we are going to have to watch out for. Try and get a bit of a head out of ourselves in the first 10 overs, just so it can make it easier for us in those last 40. So, excuse me, I've got just a build-up. I think it was the lunch that I just had, and it has built up. But we've got a wee drink over here, actually, which is quite nice. Just a bit of a relief for the throat, and that is exactly what we want here. So as we can see, the 10 overs are now up, 39 on the board, so probably not as many as I would have liked, just staying at the required run rate. But now this is where we see the spin introduced, and this is where things could get a bit difficult for us. But we do have very good players of spin in this side. There are a lot of players that have spin as their preference, so hopefully they can go and do the job. But as we can see, the pitch already turning a mile for Ashwin, and it's something that we do need to watch out for. With him, Jadeja, and obviously Axar Patel as well, we could be in for a long day at the crease. So we do need to put away those bad balls when they do present themselves. Got off to a good wee partnership here, though, I must say, and we just want to make sure basically that required run rate doesn't go up too much. It's up above 4.5 now. And as I said, we just want to make sure that we're not leaving too much for us to do in the back end. So we are going to go a little bit more aggressive now that the 50 partnership has come up. And hopefully we can go and pick up some boundaries just to make it easier, I think, on the guys coming in later on. Because at the moment, basically, it's just boundaries and dots that we're getting at the moment. So we need to change it around, keep rotating the strike, because we do have the left and right combination in at the moment. So that can unsettle the Indian spinners, and well, just the Indian bowlers in general, can disturb their line and length that they are going with. So hopefully we can continue to do that, keep bringing that run rate down, which is exactly what we want to do. And we have seen a change in the bowling. So gone away from spin already, have India, gone back to their seam up bowlers. And there's a 50 for Tommy Latham, very well made 50, coming off 74 deliveries. And surprisingly, Martin Guptill, 26 of 59, which is something that you don't see from the Kiwi opener very often. He is a bit like Shikhar Dhawan, very aggressive, takes the attack to the bowlers, but not today. He has played second fiddle to Tommy Latham. Not that we're complaining too much. There is another player miss. So as we can see, this pitch is starting to get a lot more difficult, and we are just going to need to probably try and get that run rate up a little bit, because as we can see, now the required run rate, 4.7, still plenty of time, only 27 overs gone, so 23 overs left to go, and there is, as I said, still a lot of time left, a lot of wickets left in the bank as well, still all 10, and we do bat quite deep here today. Ben Wheeler, I think, averages 58 in one-day international cricket. Now, I'm not saying that that means that he is a class batter. It just means he's had a lot of not-outs. I think it's the same as Jaden Yadav from the Indian side. I think his average, it probably has dropped now, but at one stage when he was batting in the fourth test against England, his average did actually go up above 100 at one stage, and that's just due to all the not-outs that he has had. That's going to do Guptill the world of good, that six there. And I think the 100 partnership has come up between these two as well. So, but there's the problem. A 6 off the first ball and then 5 dot balls. It just puts the pressure on both Guptill and Tommy Latham heading into the next over. So, we just need to go and, as I said, pick up those boundaries, but pick up those singles as well. Work those ones and those twos. Rotate the strike. Mess up the lines of the bowlers, and this here has been a good over. It's gone for 10 so far, 1 ball left to go, and that is exactly what we want. We want those fours, but we want those singles in between as well. That is going to be our LBW, so there is the first wicket down. Yeah, we don't need to watch a replay, that's absolutely plumb. But the first wicket now has gone down. Guptill never really looked like he got going today. 48 off 105, which is something, you know, that we aren't accustomed to seeing. Normally, Martin Guptill is the guy, as I said, that takes the attack to the bowlers. It has been Tommy Latham today that has been probably the more aggressor of the two. Faced less balls, actually. I was going to say faced more balls than Guppy, but that's not the case. He's faced less, he's scored more, and hopefully he can continue on. He is really going to have to probably try and bat through this innings now if we are going to look to get anything. 73 needed off the last 14 overs. And Kane Williamson, 1 off 14. We can't have that at this stage. Dot balls are an absolute killer. And we've had 3 of them here in this over. So we really need to go and try and up that aggression. 2 off 16. Come on, Kano. You're better than that. You are way better than that. I honestly did not think that 200 would be too tough to try and chase down on this pitch. It has proved a tricky chase so far, but there is still a lot of time and a lot of batting left to come as well. Don't get me wrong. Still Roscoe Taylor to come. Henry Nicholls, who scored 100 for me in the Test Series. Got BJ Watling, got Santner. Got George Worker as well, obviously an opening batter normally for his domestic side. So there is plenty of batting left to go. So we just need to make sure that we don't leave it too late. And one of these two, one of Latham and Williamson, is going to have to bat through, I would say, to the end of the innings. But this is exactly what we don't want. See, we've had 5 dot balls. We've got a boundary off the last over, so it's not a complete mix-up. But we can't have that. You know, what we want would probably be 4 singles off that over and then the boundary, because it just makes it easier on the required run rate, makes it easier heading into the back end of the innings. But this game is going down to the absolute wire, which is exactly what we want. Tommy Latham gets a leading edge there. I'm not sure if that is his 100. He hasn't risen the bat yet, so I'm guessing it's not. And those no balls or those wides, we've got to put them away as well. That is not what we want from you, Kano Williamson. A wicket there, and that's a big one for Ashwin. He will take that. But as I said, Williamson just never got going today. He was a bit like Martin Guptill. Just could not score any runs, and I'm not too sure why that is. But Tommy Latham, you are going to have to bat through now, son. You are going to have to see us home, and there is a big 6. Complete the run, but that could potentially be his 100 as well. And a few more of those 6s would be ideal. That one there has turned an absolute mile. Don't know if it's taken the edge. No, says the umpire. But what a ball that was. And we're seeing that it is very difficult on this pitch. That one there, definitely an outside edge from Ross Taylor. He struggled. He basically had to come out and hit from ball 1. So hopefully Nicholls or Worker can get the job done. 100 for Tom Latham, as I said, and we need 34 runs off 6 overs left to go. So it's not impossible. The run rate is down, still below a run a ball, and there is 7 wickets left in hand as well. And the main thing is Tommy Latham is still in. He's still in and still trucking away. I think once we lose him, it could be potentially a bit hard, but hopefully him and Nicholls, the 2 Canterbury boys actually, can go and see them home in this situation. Fingers crossed, because that would be ideal for a Canterbury man myself to see these two see us home. So 115 off 127, 20 needed off the last 5. We only get 2 off the 5th to last over. Then I'm not too sure how many we've got there. 1, 2, 4, 6. So 12 needed off 3. Nickel's still in. Latham's still in. And we need some boundaries there, Henry. That's all right. You have gone and got yourself off strike. So that is probably the perfect... That is all we could ask for. That's all you've really come in for, is to come in, take the strike off Tommy Latham. But he has actually gone LBW here. So what a time for him to lose his wicket. We've got George Worker. Again, a good batter. Opens the batting for his domestic side. But having to go out there and hit from ball 1 could potentially be a bit tricky. This is where you need someone like Timmy Southey. But what a start that George Worker's gone and made. 4 off his first ball. You can't ask for much more than that. 7 needed off 12. And it is Nichols. 2 young guys, 2 young left-handers in this side that are going to have to see us home. What a shot from Henry Nicholls. Gets a full toss and puts it away, boys. That takes it down, I believe, to 3 needed off 11 deliveries. And Nicholls has smashed that one away. That should be enough to see New Zealand pick up the victory. It has in this first... We will check. I think first of 3 possibly one-day internationals. Tommy Latham, man of the match, as you would expect. 117. Very well done by him. Actually, first of 5. So there's still a long way left to go. But New Zealand beating India in this first one-day international by 6 wickets. You can't ask for too much more of a perfect start than that for the Black Caps. Anyway, guys, do hope you've enjoyed this video. I'm going to wrap things up here. Until next time, this has been Cliffy, your King of Career Mode, signing out.